Hi guys! In my last video I was looking at 10 boys' names below the top 100 in England and Wales which are rapidly rising, and this week it's time for the girls. So these are 10 names to look out for when we get our 2016 England and Wales data out as having joined the top 100. Just below the top 100 at 102 is Iris. Back in 2000, Iris was at a lowly 1,195, which means only 16 girls were given the name, whereas now well over 500 girls are given the name each year. I think part of Iris's success is that it's a lovely Edwardian name, which we see in favourites like Florence and Elsie, and of course it's a flower name, and the top 100 is littered with flower names, including poppy, lily, daisy, ivy, violet and rose. So it's no wonder that Iris is hot on their heels. Iris has the added advantage of being the name of the Greek goddess of the rainbow. Iris actually means rainbow. So I think that's a lovely extra sort of adage to it. And if you want to find out more, there is a link in the description to my Name of the Week post about Iris. Orla is at 106 and it has been on a good steady rise since it joined the top 200 in 2009. I think part of its success is that it's a two-syllable name and it ends in A, like top 10 favourites Isla, Ava, Ella and Mia. It's also an Irish name which will appeal to quite a few people, and it means golden sovereign or golden ruler, but it often gets translated as golden princess. And what little girl doesn't want a name that means golden princess? So I expect to see quite a few Orlas in the future. Sweet Bouncy Bonnie is at 120. It's a Scottish pet name which means pretty, and it's the natural successor to the i.e. diminutive names which litter the top 100 like Lottie, Millie, Molly and Rosie. Bonnie was bobbing along nicely under the top 300 up until about 2009, after which it saw a steep increase in use. I think that part of this is not only because it's obviously a diminutive name which are very popular, but also it's partly thanks to the actress Bonnie Wright, who played Ginny Weasley in the Harry Potter films. She first appeared in the first film in 2001, and a lot of those children and teenagers who were first part of that Harry Potter craze are now the new wave of parents. So to this generation of parents, Bonnie is a fresh and quite usable name option. Currently at 122 is Edith, a Royal Anglo-Saxon name with a sweet Victorian vibe. What I love personally about Edith is that there are so many fascinating pioneering women who had the name Edith in the 19th century, which I think gives it a really admirable quality. If you want to find out more about them, click on the link in the description and it will take you to the Name of the Week post which I wrote about Edith. In England and Wales, Edith saw quite an increase in use after 2003, which I think is thanks to the radio presenter Edith Bowman. And of course it's seen even more of an increase after that, after we had characters Lady Edith Crawley on Downton Abbey and Edith from Despicable Me. It has that lovely vintage sound of Florence and Alice, which are both in the top 50 at the moment, so I think we'll definitely be seeing more Ediths in the future. Ariana is at 123. It was gradually and slowly rising in England and Wales up until 2011, after which it's seen a marked increase. This of course is mostly thanks to Ariana Grande, but also it doesn't help that it's a romantic Italian star name which we also find in the likes of Sophia, Sienna, Francesca, Arabella and Aria. With Ariana Grande's fame rising even further, I definitely think this is one to watch out for. At 130 is Luna. Like Iris, Luna is also the name of an ancient goddess with links to nature. In this case, Luna was the Roman goddess of the moon. Like Bonnie also, Luna also has links to Harry Potter. I don't think it's a coincidence that Luna saw a marked increase in use ever since 2007, which was the same year that the character of Luna Lovegood appeared in the film version Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Since then, it's also been used by celebrities such as Uma Thurman in 2012 and Penelope Cruz in 2013. If you want to find out more information about Luna, click on the link in the description below, which will take you to the Name of the Week post I wrote about it. At 135 is Betsy, another bouncy and sweet diminutive style name. The name saw a gradual increase up until 2009, after which it saw a steep upward curve. I think part of its appeal is that it's a feisty vintage style name, which you find in top 100 favourites like Lola, Nancy and Ruby. As well as this, it's also 2 syllables and it ends in an E sound, so it's definitely already onto a winner. At 136 is Aurora. Aurora is another goddess name with links to nature. In this case, Aurora was the Roman goddess of the dawn, and she was actually the sister of Luna, the moon goddess. I think part of its appeal is that it's a romantic sounding name, a bit like Arabella, Aria and Ariana. And if you're like me and you grew up watching the Disney Sleeping Beauty, then that also gives it a really nice connection. The name was gradually rising up until 2010, after which it was on a steep incline. If you want to find out more about the name Aurora, click the link in the description, which will take you to the Name of the Week post I wrote about it. At 138 is Pippa, which is a traditional British nickname for Philippa. The name Pippa was already rising moderately in England and Wales up until 2011, when famously Pippa Middleton, whose full name is actually Philippa, was bridesmaid for her sister Catherine, now the Duchess of Cambridge. Now, of course, pictures of Pippa were everywhere. She was the most famous bridesmaid in the world, so it's no wonder that the name went from 365 in 2010 to ranking at 204 in 2011. The name has continued to rise since, although it did see a little bit of a dip in 2013, but it's picked up again since then. I'm expecting to see a lot more Pippas in the future, especially now that this year Pippa Middleton got married and she got a lot more media attention. So I've already started seeing quite a few Pippas in birth announcements. So I definitely think this is one that we will start seeing more and more of as the years go by. At 139 is Skyla. This was very much a zero to hero name, as it didn't even rank at all in 1997 in England and Wales. It gradually rose to join the top 1000 in 2005 and has been steeply rising since 2008, which coincides with the airing of the TV series Breaking Bad, which of course features a main character called Skyler. What I find really interesting is that the character's name, Skyler, ends in an ER, and certainly we find that Skyler spelt with an ER ending and Skyler with an AR ending are rapidly rising at the moment in England and Wales, but they're nowhere near as popular as Skyler with the LA ending. And I think it's this LA ending which is the key to Skyler's success. Not only is it visually very similar, but it also sounds incredibly like Isla, which is super popular up at number 4 at the moment, as well as being akin to other names like Layla, Mila, Lila and Lola. So with this LA ending, Skyla has definitely got trendy credentials, and I think we'll see a lot more of it in the future.